What's on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition of Holy Try Football Podcast, Week 13 preview. It's me, AWAT, coming to you from the beautiful capital of the red state of the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania. To my west, D-Berg, what's up?
Can't be bothered by the results of Saturday's games.
When they didn't matter,
run
right?
Atlanta.
When they didn't matter to begin with.
Didn't matter. Could have lost by 100.
In that sense, you basically won by like 80.
Yeah. Do you think they would have ranked
You outdid expectations by 80.
if they had actually lost by 100 and then win these next two games and then win the ACC championship, would they rank JMU above Pitt?
They would not have let them in the playoff. I don't think so.
If they're losing by 100?
Yeah, losing by 100. There would be so if you lose by 100, you do that. You cannot be mathematically. You cannot be one of the 12 best teams.
It would be funny to see. Can, to my east, what's up?
Staying warm. Looking forward to travel here to the West Coast. Hopefully, it goes smoothly. West of both of you guys this weekend, traveling. Enjoying Jim's CJF's becoming a C again in Blacksburg. Good luck to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw there was a presser today, and I don't think he was actually specifically talking about CJF. But Loxley down at the Bowel Movement in Maryland was saying that he's never once bitched about resources or funds or anything like that. And I think that was a direct shot at Coach James Franklin. And it's exciting because they play each other. Coach James Franklin, Virginia Tech goes to Maryland this year or next fall. So I'm excited to see that one. That might be a blind minus anything. That might be an automatic lay.
Yeah. Franklin has Locke's number.
Yes, for sure.
And apparently he's also lives rent-free.
Rent-free.
Franklin will see, well, I guess I shouldn't forecast too far in the future, but as of now, he's scheduled to see Coach Marcus Freeman in 2 years.
For
their
revenge on the mind.
A little frigidness post game with.
Oh yeah, they did not take it well
with Pitt head coach.
What happened?
The post game handshake was
abrupt.
By far Freeman's least cordial of the year.
Really?
Needless to say, maybe he's pissed because, as I said, did I say it to you guys too? I was messing with some people. I said it was an ingenious move by Notre Dame to not join a conference because teams won't care they play him. Not like Navy and Pitt didn't care what happened in their game. Thus getting the lowest. Maybe Freeman didn't appreciate the no sell, which I am.
Yeah.
That's
the SOS. Notre Dame needs as much help as they can from the SOS, and this is another blemish. They're playing a team that did not even want to be there. This is discounting the win further.
Maybe he didn't take the guy. I don't think there's been anything else though because he didn't really.
Did they overlap at Ohio State?
That's not a bad thought either. I mean, who isn't rubbed wrong by Narduzzi at this point? But I'm trying to think if there's anything directly between Freeman and Narduzzi.
Carlo was not rubbed wrong by Narduzzi.
Yeah, it's true, Carlo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had another person say, "Oh no, they can't get rid of at the tailgate." I'm trying to think if he was AY and Will / Tom, as I enjoyed introducing everybody as Tim as everybody's Will / Tom. But one of the guys that was there I was probably about 10 minutes before you showed up. I was debating him whether he's like, "Oh, they can't get rid of Narduzzi though." I'm like, all right, I'm not even going to say anything. It's so embarrassing. But I did debate. He's like, "Oh, we can't lose." What was it? Something like, "We can't lose Cade Bell." I said, "Well, there were times in this short 20 games that things didn't go so smoothly. So I would still say it's best to retain all your good players." So it's interesting the thought process amongst folks out there.
Oh, I'm sure it's all kinds of different, sprinkling throughout those lots.
Yep.
Oh my God! Look at what. Speaking of locks, look at what the Terps are doing right now after their nice win over Shaka. They're down by 6 to Mount St. Mary's.
Okay, and some of us are still in football mode.
We're in football mode. I've long since moved to basketball. You know that. My season ended at the beginning of October.
Jan had he had an advent calendar for basketball season.
Yeah. Well, I always start there then with that game. How was the tailgate? How was that? The oral history of it was the biggest show in college football this week. College game day on the road at Acrisure Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, business trip for AY, and they conducted it as such. I was we got down there around 8:30, I believe. Went to check out the game, mainly just Thamel. That was pretty much all I could see. Is it was packed. I think they started letting people in. It didn't seem like they had a huge area, and it was pretty well barricaded.
It was on that bend on the way into Hines, right?
Exactly.
Where you're going into the goal line.
If they would have not had a barricade, so you can go just like keep drifting out back down by, just further out, but they had kind of enclosed, so it wasn't it was certainly premium seating. And so I just basically saw Thamel and listened to about 15-20 minutes. I was like, all right, this is stupid. I we saw it, let's go back to the tailgate.
Yeah.
That was good. And then I went to Southern Tier Brewing for about 15 minutes. Of course, what else is new? I bring in a Coors Light because I don't really drink that kind of beer unless I absolutely have to.
Right.
I'm down to like my last. I didn't bring a case in, to be clear. One beer. Had it in my pocket. We get right in. I'm drinking it. Step outside. And some tool with his ears pierced in a mullet goes, "We don't sell Coors Light here." I go, "Oh." I said, "Well, I only have a few sips left anyway." He goes, "I got to take that off of you." And I'm like, I thought he was messing with me. And then I noticed he had a Southern Tier sweatshirt on. I said, "You serious?" I said, "Seriously, I only have a few sips left." And he goes, "No, I got to take it." So
some nice patio seating over there.
Yeah. Needless to say, I was not thrilled about that. I was also not thrilled with myself because I did have someone offer me a cup. I said, "No, it'd be all right."
Yeah.
So I did get 85% of the beer in, but we were leaving anyway. So of course I catch an aroma of some reefer, and I go up to him. I go, "Do you guys sell weed here?" I go, "I just smelled something. You might want to take that off of people." And so I go back, and I was like, "You're sure we're leaving, right? Because I have to give this guy one more jab in." I said, "I just want to tell you, you're the employee of the month, man. Great job. Just keep doing what you're doing."
Oh, jeez.
So I was not happy about that. But fortunately, then we made our way over to Tequila Cowboy and watched the.
Did you make it to McFadden's? Is McFadden's still open or no?
It is, but it's down the other way, so that would have been going further away from the stadium. Okay. So, but it was good. Yeah, I got to see.
Good shepherd's pie, good pot pies there.
Good to know. But yeah, then just hung out, watched the game. Got a few barbs off, which is really all I realistically could have hoped for. And it seemed like after those first 2 first downs, and then the drop pass by who was it?
There was an interception.
Williams.
After
that's true. Yeah, when it was 14-0, and they did take that all the way back. Yeah, that was abominable. As we said in the chat, Pat Analytics Narduzzi going for it on 4th and 6 or 4th and 8 from the Notre Dame 40.
Yeah,
kicks the field goal down 14 on 4th and 4, 4th and 3.
That was an amazing return though by that defensive back.
Oh yeah.
That was a nice return.
Yeah. Defense made some plays for sure, but it was just they needed the offense to score. And again, for whatever reason, after those first 4 plays, seemed the Notre Dame defense.
And it was not a good game by Carr, right? Carr did not have a great game.
No, I mean, I thought he was okay. The pick 6 was not great either.
He was. It wasn't. He was okay. He's
Yeah.
looked much better.
Yeah. That's what they say about Narduzzi's defense. You have to make him pay with the pressure and the man that he plays to hit him over the
Indeed.
top. He did not
Indeed.
do so.
And they got, 2 4th downs? They stopped him a couple times on 4th down. Otherwise, it could have been even worse. I suppose, again, you could say would have if Pitt wouldn't have – certainly they don't drop that pass on the first drive, and then maybe they get in the end zone after that interception in the first half, and they're down 14-0. So maybe it's ultimately a wash of both teams not capitalizing opportunities, but a fair margin in the end. I'm glad to see Desmond Reed was fine, because I'm telling you right now, if he would have been out for the season, down whatever it was, 37-9 or 20, what was it?
That was on that like slant play or whatever. It was like a screen kind of weird play.
Yeah.
It was a 4th and 8. He did like a fake out crosser, and as soon as I saw him head out there, I saw Drake Bowen falling out there, man coverage. And I go, this is not the matchup you want.
Because he got upfield there, and then that's when he got hurt, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just that's what you're worried about, but it seems like he's going to be all right. I mean, I was telling people about that. I was like, it's crazy with him at this point. We've got, again, 20-ish games, and he'll, like, rip off a 25, 30-yard play and then, like, just start grabbing his back. It's like, how did you just explode for 25, 30 yards, and then now you're injured again or hurt again? So, but, yeah, glad pretty much everybody else was unscathed in the contest.
Yeah, I thought that the D was great. The biggest thing, the only thing that's still in my mind at the time was, I think I said to you guys I was irate. The 4th and inches.
Yeah.
At the goal line, you call a timeout, you come out and run that.
Oh yeah.
That motion out to Eli Raridan. I'm just saying, like, if you can't go under center and push yourself 6 inches, what are we doing?
A little too cute.
Maybe they're treating Pitt like Penn State treated all those first 3 games. They're working on things.
Okron.
Later on, they know they can pound it in. They don't want to work on that. They need to work.
That's the thing. I don't think they can pound it in. You should be able to sneak it in. Then some guys are saying, "Oh, well, Carr's not a great sneaker." Okay, then put in Tyler Buckner.
Right, designated holder.
Let him sneak it. It's 6 inches. Have him sneak it. Have Jeremiah Love behind him pushing him. He's going to get 6 inches.
They do have a play. They do have something they call that play.
We talked about, like, Pitt is not, especially this year, they're particularly small. So, yeah.
Yeah, and
puzzling.
That's really my only takeaway. That just pissed me off and still does.
Yeah.
The hats off to the defense. The pressure rate was awesome.
Yeah.
Burnham and KVA, delayed blitzes. They played a little more zone this game. The D was great. And the run stuff's got a little better. I think they're up to like the 15th percentile now. Even you saw the Love 4th and 2 when he ran it outside for like 12 yards. He was dead to rights again. Like that shouldn't happen on 4th and 2.
Right.
Well, it shouldn't happen anytime. I get guys are going to be run blitzing, but you need 2 yards. They have 2 weeks to experiment, and then we'll see where the chips fall in regards to the next game.
Which will probably be a home game at this point, right? Did I see some people squawking? I haven't looked at the rankings.
Well, people are not happy about where Notre Dame is in relation to some of the other teams.
Bama, that's what it's. Bama's 10.
Bama, and one notable loss that Notre Dame has had.
Yeah, I'm not here to argue with them either.
Yeah. It just seems, people are saying committee is loving up on some of these L's that some teams have and valuing those way higher than certain wins. So we'll see.
You're only as good as your worst loss.
Wins over said team, which is pretty funny. But
you're only as good as your worst loss.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll see what shakes out.
So they're not going to get much help.
Was that? There were a couple of great games.
They're going to.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Ken.
I was gonna go whipping around, but if we want to do, we can.
No, I was saying, it looks like they're going to need some help though to get a home game.
Right. But the people, some of the guys above them will lose, right?
I don't
Some
know.
behind,
Not that many.
some teams from behind can definitely catch them.
Yeah. Oregon may not lose. Ole Miss may not lose.
If you
Georgia may not lose.
If you offered, I would think if you're, I would take a 10 seed right now and just get to the game.
Yeah.
Get to the game.
We'll see though. Remember around this time last year, we had Ole Miss lose to Florida rather. What was the other big one around that time? I guess it was kind of Ohio State losing to Michigan, but that didn't seem to matter.
Yeah, LSU losing to Florida also.
Yeah.
I guess they were already knocked out at that point by Alabama, right?
Yeah, they may be they might be near the ceiling. I think Oklahoma, if they lose to LSU or Mizzou.
Yeah, I don't know if Oklahoma's going to make it through all the way.
I'd be surprised if there's much change in the top 7, because even if A&M finishes 11-1, and then loses to Alabama.
You guys see that with the win against Alabama and getting outgained like 2-1, that Oklahoma dropped in the ratings, in the power ratings after their win over Bama.
Oh, I mean, I didn't see the post-game win expectancy, but yeah, I mean,
Dude, I think I texted to you guys that team is unbelievable. They are so bad on offense. They're so freaking like the Tennessee game along with the Alabama game back to back. Unreal. Luck box. Both games on the road. Both games just getting thrown. That first half against Tennessee, they could do whatever they want on the field on defense. Tennessee could, and then they just turn it over. Same thing here. The turnover, the fumble on the punt return or kick. I think it was punt return. That gave them the ball inside like the 20. And they had the 87-yard pick 6 or whatever. Like that's their 14 of their. And then they have the kicker that can nail it from like 55. No, on command. Unbelievable.
Yep.
I am not so sure that they will make it through their last 2 games with LSU and Mizzou unscathed. So I'm not. I think they're getting penciled in right now.
There's your in for the home playoff game. Get the caravan ready, AY.
Get it ready.
Okay.
That'd be sweet if they played like who they gonna get. You gotta figure they'll get. Could it be the ACC champ if it's like a 11-2?
An ACC conference game right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right, you want to rip through the rest here, Ken? You watched the most, I think, out of the.
Oh yeah, well we had the headliner was that Texas A&M game, which was coinciding with the main event in Acrisure, which looked like a good. Yeah, I don't think it was on my screen after the first half for a full quarter, and then eventually they made it back. It made it back on the screen because there's some wagers that were placed for Texas A&M by certain friends live. And I did you guys see the footage of Beamer at halftime?
Oh, yeah, that was good.
That was fantastic stuff, and he's a total boob. I don't know why he didn't just go and take the job immediately from Jimmy Franklin and say, hire me, or get his dad to get them to hire him, because I don't think he's off a job in South Carolina. He's got a worse win percentage, I think, in SEC than Muschamp did at this point. So I don't know if he's going to be long for that place. But again, who knows? What they can actually really do in South Carolina from a program perspective. Kind of stuck in limbo. That was astounding, and you guys, I'm sure you caught the highlights. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
of the 3 interceptions that Reed threw in the first half, he could have thrown 7, I think, or 8. He looked like he was wearing his helmet backwards and could not see. It was so bad. I really didn't understand what was going on with that. And then he came out in the second half and he did fine. I don't know how anybody, like, his Heisman odds, I think, went down after, as in he was more favored after the game, which I don't understand how after that first half you could.
Dozer's odds on.
Yeah. UConn cut it to 1 here, 17-5 run.
Fly ball by Castellanos.
Yeah. Virginia Zima's knocking Duke in the ACC
Wow, yeah.
scenario.
Dare I say their first impressive performance of the season.
Yes, very impressive. And I think Diaz put some lipstick on a pig there at the end. They were up by a lot before some late scores, I think. What are the scenarios right now for you guys?
Yeah, I still,
right?
I don't know. I don't know if Pitt wins the last 2. I don't know if they get it for certain.
The ACC update.
If Pitt wins the last 2, they need 1 of 3 games to go their way.
There it is.
Okay.
Which is what? Louisville over SMU, which we have on here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think there's a Cal win next week.
Who's Cal play? Oh, just for the strength of common opponents or something?
I think that might be it, yeah.
Cal win next week. Well, they play the Tree this week.
Yeah, I don't think they play next week. I should have sent it to you guys. I saw somebody typed it all out in a very easy to read format.
I would just be beside myself, especially after having that 17-0 lead against Neville. If they end up winning these last 2, which I still put around a 25-30% probability based on being a slight dog in this one, they'll probably be, even if they win.
I don't know if that Georgia Tech defense can stop you guys or stop anybody for that matter.
We'll see.
Butt chin could not be stopped on offense. That was incredible.
And then, and then they'll probably be what do you think, like a 6-7 point underdog? Or you think it'll creep up into double digits like Irish were favored against Miami?
I think it'll be 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
So 25-30 might be a bit too high.
UConn has tied it up. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we can save the picks for this week until that segment, but I am feeling something good for you guys.
We'll see.
Georgia Tech, especially with that defense, really limping to the end here this season. Not looking forward to see what they have to do against Stinkton. Are you fully buying stock on Stockton now?
Is he full on Stockton?
Is he
the rest of the season?
fully stocked?
There
No.
it is.
Fully stocked.
No, as far as I'll go, you know the highest compliment I'll give him is calling him Stockton for this week.
Wow, UConn has taken the lead. I'm the Texas. For one, I love all the discourse this week in the last 3 days about Texas and how it was a game there at the 14-10 mark at the end of the third after they had the pick from Stockton that gave them a short field and they ran it in. And Georgia absolutely dominated them. And they gave up that touchdown immediately following that, 21-10. And then the ultimate sign of respect from Kirby. This is how much he was threatened by Texas. Had to call that outside kick because he was threatened. He was scared of Texas. That's how much he respects Texas. And touchdown from there. That's where we landed with. It was 28-10. Game was over at that point. I mean, Georgia, they just continue to. I don't know what to make of this because they're not explosive. They're not a juggernaut. Defense isn't all that good, and you keep thinking back to beginning of the season, the Tennessee game, and giving up those 24 points to Alabama in the first half. This team just continues to get better and better. If you weren't going to pick Ohio State, I feel like I would pick these guys to win it. Where you guys on, Georgia?
Still, I think this is all I got left. This is the last ball in my bag. I think I have literally nothing left.
Last bullet in the chamber. Last bullet in the chamber.
No, I don't think I literally have nothing left. Any limbs have since been broken by it was when Tennessee lost that Oklahoma game. I think that was really my last
your last gasp.
Last gasp.
You've got all through your playoff selections. Many X's, slashes.
Well, I've got the standard ones.
You got your shots in the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that Georgia's much of a shot, but your non-consensus picks. You're saying,
right?
I haven't revisited mine in a while.
I guess maybe if Michigan ends up getting in there, that's
I don't think they make it in there. Even they may not even make it in with a win over Ohio State.
Oh, I mean that would be crazy, though, right?
I don't know. You think about who else have they beaten, really?
I think you're not putting 10-2 Michigan in if they beat Ohio State last week. They're getting in. Come on, that might bounce Irish.
Guaranteed in is all I'm saying. I don't think it's
they just beat Northwestern last week at the buzzer.
Look at the rest of their schedule. They lost Oklahoma.
They got
USC on the road. Who else have they beat? What are their best wins besides Ohio State in this scenario?
It'll be Ohio State.
That's what I'm saying. Besides that,
I will guarantee if they beat Ohio State that they'll get in.
Where are they right now in the rankings? That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they can jump that high.
They're
18. Yeah.
They'd have to jump to what?
10.
11 or 10, right?
That would be the best win of the season. They'd only have 2 losses, though. That's my point.
I don't know. I don't think it's guaranteed.
All right.
Yeah. What else do we have here? Iowa in that rain, the slop. They almost pulled it off against USC. They had, I think, a reception that was down at the 4 that the guy had a toenail out of bounds. Otherwise, they could have taken the lead there and hit the over as well. I think that barely stayed under 47. It looked like it was pacing that way. It was 21-14 really early on, I think. Over looked like it was going to sail to victory, but did not, alas. USC did not cover there, though. That USC, again, playing, quote-unquote, a Big Ten game against Iowa. They won one against Michigan, right? Do they have what it takes? We'll talk about them here in a little bit against Oregon in the game of the week. What else we have? Utah continuing to look pretty good. Do you guys think there's a chance for them to make it in? I don't think so, right? Because they're going to be boxed out.
We were talking about that last week. Yeah, I feel like they have a decent amount of traffic, and then BYU. Although this is true, we have that on the slate. BYU is getting giving 2 rather, whatever. So
yeah,
tricky game against the
tricky
Cats, but because I don't think Utah gets in at 10-2, right? So
no, that they need to. I think they need to somehow make it to the championship game.
But I don't even know in that case because BYU's. Yeah, I feel like do they even have to lose twice? I don't know. I don't know what happens if you have a bunch of logjam teams with only 2 losses in the Big 12.
I mean, I think BYU does have that head-to-head.
Right, exactly. But then, Houston is involved. I don't know.
Speaking of Big 12, another game we picked there with BYU, TCU winning it. I think guys down there in Fort Worth are trying to get Sonny out of there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they have. This is 2 weeks in a row. They've been not good.
Yeah. Right. They're getting restless down there after just a couple of years after
after a national title appearance.
yeah. They're that's Texas football. Just needs more down there.
That's true. That's true.
And we got Boise and the Ass Technicians there. Boise with that inept offense.
Yeah. I didn't realize Mad Ass was out either.
Oh,
that explains the line. Mad Ass did not play. I flipped that on at the
Mad
after
Ass.
dark.
Yeah.
Some guys named Cutforth was in there.
Cutforth.
Max Cutforth.
All right. And then we started with the Holy Tri game of the year.
Yeah.
Results. We're calling this or there was a friend of the podcast today put in the pinstripe parlay with Penn State money line and Georgia Tech money line here for this weekend. We're trying to make it not a round robin, but I guess it is round robin for the 2025 year, not for the 2025 season.
That's true.
We'll make it the round robin. See if we can make it happen here late December in
that would be terrible.
in the Bronx. In the Bronx, we'll see if we can make that happen. Push the pillars. But was that?
I said I wonder if my dad would actually make it that if he goes from the highest of the highs as a child and young adult to Pitt and Penn State with presumably 7-5 and 6-6 records playing in the Pinstripe Bowl. I don't know.
Would that be his last time? Would that be the last Penn State game he witnesses in person?
Oh my God,
that would be something.
Golly, what a disgrace!
Penn State, after giving up a 57-yard touchdown on the first offensive play of the game for Michigan State, proceeds to give up 3 points the rest of the way, including second half shutout. They ran the ball down Michigan State's throat, and including a 9-minute drive that was all runs except for the final play, which was a 3-yard pitch pass, which was very apropos, I guess. Put them up 21-10, which essentially put the game away. They had like a 2-play drive, the next drive to make it 28-10. But I mean, they gave up on the passing game after the first half. By all accounts, very windy game, and so I mean, they beat a very, very bad team. I don't think Jonathan Smith will be there by the end of the season. Maybe BK makes his way back to the great state of Michigan. Talk about times a flat circle and circling back like Dan's dad. That would be quite a way to end a career, start a career, end a career, highs and lows.
Indeed,
be great.
It would be great.
Yes, the very, very gross game. They got out of there. I don't think they'll be able to do that. Lean completely on the run game and just get out of somewhere with the win just by running the ball. The running game will be a big part of this week's game against Nebraska, but I don't think they can do what they did and just take Gronk completely out of the game like that. And I don't think they will, with it being at home and hopefully weather being less of a factor. But we shall see.
All right.
Locks-wise, my Cats, very poor performance against Gundage, artist formerly known as Gundage. Why?
Chainsaw didn't show up.
Did not show up. And Dan
mailed it in.
The Ass Technicians. This
Dan
is where I make
and badass, and I guess sniffing that line and not, or I guess believing that it was too sticky.
Yeah.
And take. We move on. Any highlighting of bad picks for?
Oh yeah, an all-timer for a foe of the Holy Tri. Shout out to Pat for locking up Georgia Tech. we're in jeopardy of the reverse cover at one point. Only to storm back. So congratulations to the Yellow Jackets, but he was 15.5 points too short.
Absolutely disgusting.
Well, that happens.
It
Arizona
happens.
almost gave up an and one.
Never to me, but it happens.
And one play. Oh, it just rolled off the rim. Down 3. UConn trying to. All right, week 13. I can't believe we're here already. This is Sun Belt week in the SEC. Not very many top of the pile games to discuss this week as we prepare for Feast Week next week. Where are we starting at here? In Vegas. Dan Mullen.
This Friday?
Yeah. Now we highlight a little Mountain West on a Friday night. Hawaii UNLV Mullen.
This will definitely be Petros Papadakis, right?
This has to be.
Got to be Petros. This is his tickets as low as $47.
As low. Wow, that's pretty expensive.
I know. Yeah, I'm going Rainbow Warriors here.
How's Tim Chang doing this week?
That's what I was just about to say.
I know he beat Boise out there, not Boise. He beat San Diego State out there, right?
They put it on him. They've been sitting there for 2 weeks, fat and sassy.
Oh, that I don't like. I think they've been sitting a little bit. Looking at their SOS going up there with that San Diego State win last week against Boise. I'll take UNLV here. Take the win here and cover at home.
Yeah, I got Hawaii. I believe in the Islanders.
Yeah, if you're going to give me a shot here against a fat and sassy Hawaii team with Calandria under center.
Mullen with
I hope
Mullen.
you're mailing the gun.
Mullen with Mullen.
Also Friday night, I believe. No. This is a noon Saturday.
Okay.
Into the noon slate now. Louisville, SMU. 2 teams that Miami lost to. SMU minus 2.5. We didn't mention that Clemson Louisville game last Friday night.
That was
God.
That was gross.
That fourth quarter was the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Neither team wanted to win. The special teams opportunities and blunders.
The punt mishap by Clemson, and then Louisville went backwards 15 yards, and then brought in the long kicker.
After the previous kicker had just missed a kick, the possession before the drop punt.
Oh my God, what a mess that was!
And oh my God, the Dabo celebration with his coordinators as if they just won the national title. I was dying.
Yeah,
so I guess I shouldn't laugh. Penn State did give the Gatorade bath to Terry after their victory over hapless Michigan State, though that was very meaningful.
Yeah, first one, yeah. I'm going SMU here. I think they've been playing better since the Wake Forest game. I like the way they looked. Louisville.
Have they run out of steam? Miller Moss is looking gross out there.
He's not looking good.
Not only is he looking gross, did you see what he said in the post game of that Friday night debacle?
I don't think so.
They've got some culture problems they need to clean up.
Oh, yes,
they need to be addressed.
Right.
Why is Miller Moss saying that? After playing ass himself and being a first-year transfer, what is he saying? What is he doing?
He clearly knows we're good culture coming from SC.
Yes, that's true. After he got run out of there. Disgusting. What is he doing? Having said that, I think they cleaned up the culture problems.
That's what I'm saying. How are they only a 2.5-point underdog?
Yeah, I'm taking the points. I'm taking the points here, and I like them to. Brom, you got up there flew a little too close to the sun. A couple of losses in a row here. I think refocuses his team. Is Brown coming back? The good Brown.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. He gets it done.
Yeah, I'm with Kenny here. This is also the site of your favorite trivia question this season, correct, Ken?
Yes,
Didn't they say which? What is it? Which president is the
John F.
stadium?
Kennedy Field. John F. Kennedy Field.
Oh my gosh!
All right.
Missouri traveling to Oklahoma. OU out to 8.5-point favorites.
Yep.
Rumor has it, Bo.
No, I don't
No?
think he's playing. No, well, rumor has it that he is, but I think
Smoke.
Elia was downplaying it tremendously, saying that was all part of his regular rehab. And I'd be surprised if he played. Those warm-ups that they were referring to.
Can you stomach picking or laying the points rather?
No, I can't.
No
Because
chance.
Missouri, I do think, has a decent defense. Not that you need that good of a defense to hold Oklahoma's offense down. Plus, you got a running game that will be leaned upon a lot. I don't think he'll get to 300 yards like he did this past week, but I think that'll be enough to run the clock, and I'll definitely take the points here. I think it'll be a disgusting game. 6 points, 7-point win here. Maybe, yeah, it'll be 3 points the whole way and maybe like a late field goal for Oklahoma from that bike short wearing kicker to close it out for them. I'll take the points here.
This will be a 27-17. How did they cover for the Sooners? You guys can break down this matchup. I'll be back in a moment.
I'm just gonna copy and paste what Ken said. I agree with all that.
Okay.
What's this rivalry called?
Well, I didn't know it had a name. What is it?
I don't know. I thought you would know.
I didn't know it had a name. It has a name?
It has to. These two teams it's like the Spider-Man meme.
The Wild Gopher game.
No, I thought it had a more proper name. I guess not.
Potentially not.
Well, anyways, Minnesota Northwestern. These teams are the exact same to me every year. So I am taking the 3.5 with the Gophers. Sky, Ma, row the boat. Whatever you want to do here against Northwestern, who I've seen both these teams, but Northwestern both last 2 times against Penn State and Michigan and SC. They just get it done.
They play well.
They do. I'll give them that. They play well, but I'm taking the points. Northwestern wins by 3.
Yeah.
I'm going with Dill.
Northwestern's had a tough road here. They gave up that game against Michigan despite all the breaks. I like Minnesota here. I think, I'll take the points as well, but I think against like level teams, PJ will do just fine. Against anybody with more talent, that's when things may go a little awry. But I think they'll punch each other up, and I'll take the points here. 2-point victory for Minnesota on a safety. On a safety.
All right.
Anyway, you took Minnesota as well?
Yeah.
Soderbergh, Steven Soderbergh.
USC, Oregon.
Game of the week.
9.5.
Game of the week.
I assume Lanning's pretty fired up for this game.
I would assume so. I think is rain still in the forecast here? Let's check it out here. Where are we playing this at? It is in Oregon. Let's see, Eugene forecast. Eugene, Oregon forecast. Saturday is looking not too bad now.
Okay.
Precipitation 10%.
48.
Yeah. I think this is a lot of points here. Lincoln's had his team playing better. We don't know what the status of those receivers is for Oregon with Corey Moore and Garrett Bryant. I don't think. I mean, Dante Moore really hasn't played amazingly the last couple of games, right? He had the great drive against Iowa, but other than that, I mean, I guess he did play well against Minnesota last week. They did get back on track there. Is it a sign of things to come? I don't know. And USC, they're a little banged up. Kamari Ramsey went out again last week. They were playing a physical brand of football. I don't know if they're able to hold up or continue holding up. That's the question. I will take Ducks here on the road to cover that 9.5. If it were 11.5, I wouldn't. But I got them winning by 10 here. I'll go 31-21.
Yeah, I'm going SC here. Maybe they hang around.
On the field?
No. I think they lose another one-score game. They go back to their old ways. I'm not totally there with Oregon.
I hear you.
Me neither. I'm with A.
I think I'm most of the way there with you. I think it's a late score that gets them over the top there. Late field goal.
Tennessee traveling to Florida. Florida catching 4.5. What is left of this team mentally? I have no idea. I just don't. I don't think Tennessee is capable of going in there and just swatting them down either.
It's weird because you don't know what type of team is going to come out here. Florida just absolutely mailed it in against Kentucky. That was disgusting. Played Ole Miss this past week. They played them tough, right? They were up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Eventually folded. What is left? Like you said, I think we're getting them on the downturn again. They were down for Kentucky, up for Mississippi. Rivalry game here at home. Tennessee hasn't won at the Swamp since 2003. Ron Zook's first year. So I'm going to pick them to get it done here and cover because they got a mission here against a wounded team. Who knows the next time? In probably 20, 25 years again, 22, 25 years again before they get another chance to win at the Swamp like this. And they'll win it. They'll try to pour it on. They'll win by 2 touchdowns here.
Yeah.
And they just dismissed Boo Carter as well.
I'm with Ken, and I'm locking up the Vols. Ride Gator. Definitely feel like a sucker, but
yeah.
Yeah, I like what you guys have said, but there's two teams I just can't quit. One's Auburn, and the other one's Florida.
I'm surprised that you didn't sneak him on here.
Yeah.
Scroll to the bottom to make sure.
It's only 5.5 right now. Look ahead line for Iron Bowl.
I thought they were favored by 5.5 against Mercer this weekend.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we can just create the sheet for next week and put Auburn down for me right now, because
I hope they get it done on the field. Then Penn State might have their next coach.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
if they had lost that South Carolina game, I think Penn State may be hiring their next coach right now.
Close. The band is on the field, and the tree are catching 3.5.
Yeah. No, not enough there. I got Cal. Don't need to worry about body clocks in this one. They're going right across the bay.
Yep. Woke agenda.
Hey, why are you going SOS?
Yeah, give me the tree. They're playing hard, man.
Is Reich angling for the job?
Does he want it?
It's a good question. That's a better question.
I don't know.
Before Reich.
Some of the names for that. It's going to be an Andrew Luck buddy for sure.
I hope they get Fitzgerald. He'd do well there, I feel like.
He might end up down the interstate in LA.
It sounds like our Central PA coal region boy might be heading out there soon.
He's rumored, yes. I don't know. I don't want him to go out there, but I'm not gonna tell him not to take a big job. Well, bigger, I guess. It's UCLA. We'll see. Let's round out
They're not even
the.
playing in the Rose Bowl. They're not even going to be playing in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't want to go there. BYU, Cincinnati. Bearcats catching 2.5 at home against the Cougs.
Cincinnati on a slide here after we were anointing Satterfield the next Fickle.
Yeah, they've been playing. Sorsby's cooled off a bit.
He has. They're getting 2.5 at home here. This one's tough. I can't. I don't want to pick against Kalani because I feel like he continues to prove me wrong, but he's got to lose one of these games soon enough, right? You can't keep getting away with this. And I will pick Cincinnati in the points here at home. His team has got to eventually not lay an egg here, but just be on the other side of these one possession short numbers, right?
Right.
I'm taking Cincy here at home.
Yeah. Home dog of the week.
Home dog of the week.
I think I'm 0-5 in BYU games this year.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I was looking at this objectively in a vacuum, just this week, I would take Cincinnati. So I'm going to spin it and take BYU.
Fair enough.
Just because I cannot figure out this team when they're going to cover or win. I mean, they usually win, but covering, no clue. They could win and not cover. Who knows?
Who knows?
On to our games. First, Syracuse at Notre Dame, 35.5 point spread. Syracuse is starting a walk-on quarterback who I watched his start against Carolina the other night. Oh my gosh.
Disgusting.
It was just brutal. He makes Del Rio Wilson look like a Heisman front runner. I'm telling you, this was bad.
CDRW. Carlos.
Yeah. But by the way, it's awesome for Marshall right now, but they unlocked
Oh,
him.
that's where he's at.
Yeah, check out those numbers. They unlocked him.
Wow. I know they're having a good year, right?
He's having a great year, yeah. Marshall's.
Oh, they're 5-5. I'm thinking of
Yeah, they just
Huff went to Southern Miss. That's right.
yeah, but they just let Del Rio Wilson start really eating a few weeks ago, and he's been nice. So that's my first cap. My second comment, I guess, would be Notre Dame under Freeman on senior days has just obliterated teams. And I don't think we mentioned it yet this year, but Notre Dame is kind of in the midst of their late season warpath. They've been just beating teams by double digits, but 35.5 is so freaking much.
It is a lot.
I am going to say if this game was 56, well, that'd be all extra points go in. If this game was in the 50s and nothing, I really wouldn't be surprised. But they still just do too many weird things. So 41-10 Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Syracuse should not score 10 points.
I'll go 49-6. I think Notre Dame may block an extra point in this game.
$35 is a lot. I'll go 42-7. I'll go lose my hook.
That's so many points.
Well, I'll be watching with bated breath. That number.
All right.
Okay, Dan. Pitt, Georgia Tech. we're officially in. Now we're officially in the playoff.
This is it.
This is it.
The ACC, but as we found out from AY correspondent, ACC tiebreaker correspondent AY, it may not be a ACC quarterfinal matchup. And do we know what is going on with Jamal Haynes? Listen to these last 4 games. At Duke, 8 carries, 29 yards. Home for Syracuse, 7 carries, 23 yards. At NC State, 6 carries, 14 yards. At BC, 5 carries, 8 yards, 1 touchdown. Was he not like good for a stretch of time there?
Yeah,
it was the Haynes duo.
Haynes and Haynes.
Haynes and Haynes. So I don't know what's going on. I haven't done enough research. And obviously, Ken already alluded to the Jackets are, as I stare at my other screen here, they're staggering a bit, losing to NC State. They did hammer Syracuse. Then we talked about their nail biter against BC. Let me double check what Haynes King's stat line was last game. We have to figure out how much he's got left in the tank. 371 passing, 100. No. Yeah, whoever this Malachi Hosley is must have, or Hosley, I don't know. Hosley. He must have supplanted the aforementioned Jamal Haynes. A Penn transfer. Ivy Leaguer. Haynes King, 15 carries, 53 yards. So, his usage rate is still through the roof. Defense, also, as Ken alluded to, has not been particularly special. I'm trying to figure out why Pitt actually wouldn't even be a slight favorite in this game. Last week aside. So that makes me a bit nervous. Probably I would expect it to be the other way around, to be honest. The way, obviously the common opponent relatively recently with NC State, Pitt scored 9,000 points against them. Georgia Tech also scored 8,000 points against them, but gave up 9,000 points. It's an interesting one. Big spot. Have they played Key? I'm trying to think now. If they played him since that was the game where I said I am done with Pat Narduzzi. He is henceforth been known as the Pitt head coach. Yeah, I think they get it done. I think they make things interesting. They advance maybe to the ACC semifinals next week against Miami. I think they make it interesting. I will go 31-27. Feels right in this. Total is 62.5. Just a little bit more playmaking ability, I think, all around on the Pitt side. Is what does it.
You got Pitt.
I'm going Pitt.
I've been leaning Georgia Tech in this as a spot play,
right?
Just because of how gross they've been the last couple of games, and you're expecting them to make a little bit of a bounce back. Mm-hmm. They're playing for their lives here, ACC lives. Pitt, as we know, has been looking toward this game for the last couple of weeks now.
I hope so, because it's certainly if they were purely playing possum last week, that does not bode well for this game.
No. So I think there'll be a strong effort at first, but again, I do like Heinzel and that offense. I think Reed, you said, is okay.
That's what they said. I mean, he did walk off the field. Haven't seen too many reports otherwise. We don't have the midweek Pat Narduzzi.
No Dom Best. No Dom Best.
Healthy and fresh, or whatever the hell his quote was last week. Whenever he was asked.
I'll take Pitt to get it done here as well. So I will take the points.
Yeah, it'd be a nail biter for sure.
Yeah.
Just don't play like a bunch of pusses. That's all I have to ask. I mean, the last time they were in this spot truly was against Smoo last year, and we all know what happened. I've yet to really forgive a lot of these
Was that
guys
like
for that
48 to
performance.
nothing?
Exactly. It was not close whatsoever. So I'm hoping, and it was also a night game on the road. So don't love the parallels there. I do like that they kind of had to get, like they gave, I think they gave Irish a fair shot. Just got a little bit overwhelmed, obviously, as we talked about, and then buckled a bit.
Well, you guys are onto something here. You both took Louisville to beat Smoo.
Yes.
That's true.
If Pitt wins the next
That
two
was
games,
more because of the line not being so low for me, at least.
if Pitt wins the next 2 games, they need help.
Yes.
Which is
The help they need is Smoo to drop a game or Virginia to lose to Vatech.
So you're telling me those two teams have the inside track based on whatever some guy posted today?
I just double checked with 2 different news outlets to corroborate, and yes.
Almost makes me hope they lose this game.
So there's Pitt needs to win out, and they need 1 of 3 games to go their way. They need Louisville to beat SMU,
Okay.
Cal to beat SMU,
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, forget that.
or Virginia Tech to beat Virginia.
Yeah. I would say, despite the Zima's fairly impressive performance, that's the most likely. They've caked themselves in that spot before.
You have a shot at all 3 because Smooth's going out to Cal.
Yeah, but
The
woke agenda did more than enough with beating Louisville a couple weeks ago. That was
if Louisville wins in the noon slate, then we'll know. We'll be like, okay.
Yeah, truly a quarterfinal or not. Yeah.
If not, we'll have to delay it till next week. I think Pitt gets out to a 2-score lead and hangs on and wins the game.
All right.
Because you can't squash Haynes King.
No.
It's going to be nerve-wracking in the 4th, but
Doesn't matter if it's woke. Doesn't matter if it's BC.
Pitt prevails 36-34.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There you go.
John Tech loses the 36-34 round this time.
Okay.
I like what you did there.
All right.
On to the capper.
Yeah.
Nebraska, Penn State.
This one's let me put you in there for Pitt.
Documented.
For one, I will say right off the top, I think this is too many points. It got up to 10.5, I think, or opened maybe there at one point. It's down to 8.5. We're picking it at. I still think I think they're weighing Raiola here out, and Latif, their freshman quarterback, starting. They're weighing Penn State's talent, obviously, even without Aller and Rojas. And I think that it's a little too much, especially the way this team has played. I'll say that off the top. I am picking them to not cover here. I'll take Nebraska in the points, so we can put that right on the board to begin with. I think it'll be interesting. I alluded to it before. Penn State really just leaned on the run game in the second half to shorten that game and just end it, basically, against Michigan State. Nebraska is far better team. I think people have discounted them since Raiola went out. I think they were well on their way. I think before he got hurt, I think they had a pretty good shot to win against USC, actually. And since Latif has come in, he's actually been pretty good, right? Had that game out of UCLA, his homecoming that he played well in. But I think, it's one of those things where it's a quarterback you don't have film on, you don't know how he's going to play, and they schemed up some good stuff for him in that first game. We've got a great running back out there as well. that can help support them. But you're entering into what should be a relatively raucous environment. I don't know if the students will all be there, but I do think there will be a lot of support there for this team. And I think it'll be a night game, which I don't know if that'll make more people come or not, but I think environment should be pretty decent. So definitely better than Friday night in LA against UCLA, I think. And so, or maybe it was Saturday night. I forget what day it was last week, but I think the film is out there on this freshman quarterback a little bit, and so I expect this defense to play well. They've played much better since that Ohio State game when Jim Knowles has basically thrown out a lot of what he's done before and come back in with some of the stuff that this defense was recruited to do, concepts that Manny Diaz was recruiting these athletes for. A lot more blitzing, a lot more pressures from different places that you're not expecting. And I think you saw that come to fruition last week, not just from Denida Sutton, but other secondary players, blitzes that were coming from different places. And they reintroduced a prowler package for Penn State. It was gone for the first half of this year. That has brought a lot more pressure. You remember the first couple of games of the Big Ten season, Penn State had no sacks. They had 8 against Michigan State, right? And I think that a couple of these timely, confusing blitzes will be good against a freshman quarterback. I think that'll come up big. I do worry about Penn State and some of these blitzes, and because Nebraska can run at a pretty healthy clip. They're a pretty good rushing team. So that'll be something to look out for. I think they'll be able to hold them down, relatively speaking, but I do expect, especially when you look at what teams like Northwestern have done, not even to bring up like UCLA and some of the rushing was there, but I do think Penn State will be able to come up with a couple of timely stops on the ground and force some pass plays, get some pressure here and there for the defense to play decently. I see them holding them to about 20 points, which I think is, relatively speaking, could be enough to get this done. Nebraska's run defense is not the best in the world, and you've seen this Penn State offensive line playing better. They'll lean heavily on Katron Allen and Nick Singleton here in this game. I do think you, like I said, need a couple of plays. Not a whole lot, but the downfield pass game has opened up a lot more opportunity for the run game here in the second half of the season. So you'll need that. I like a timely touchdown pass in the second half and some good runs. I will pick Penn State here to win 24-20. It'll be a good game, but I don't like the cover. And I think Penn State, if they get this done, they'll be going bowling. Though I do think that game out on Piscataway is worrisome.
I'm picking Penn State to win by 7 until further notice.
All right.
I felt a little bit hard done. I thought they were going to kick a field goal, go up by 7, and then that Croatian quarterback was going to do what he did, but then the game would have been over.
Yeah.
I like what I've seen from State. I think this number, on first glance, that might be a smidge high. I don't think it's enough to be like, oh, the number is telling you to back Penn State, but it is. Penn State by 2 scores, 24-13.
Oh, impressive. You've got confidence. AY's got the pulse of the team, and so
he is on fire.
I'm glad to hear from him here.
I just call it how I see it.
Let's call some locks. Wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Locks, Dan is on the board.
Dan is on the board
Balls.
with the balls.
Balls plus 4.5.
Is it plus 4.5?
I'll take the plus 4.5 if you want to give it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Minus 4.5.
All right.
I'm doing a late audible here.
Oh,
Mm.
it's not mine.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
No, I have two, so you can take yours.
I'm going homecoming game here. Is it yours?
I don't know. I don't know where homecoming is.
No, not an actual homecoming, but a homecoming for a coach.
No.
Line opened at 10.5, is down to
Still
7.5 now. We
You
saw
locking up Nebraska?
we saw not that homecoming, different homecoming. We saw a variety of different homecomings end well for the coaches going home. This past weekend, we had Buzz Williams going back to Milwaukee at Marquette. We saw the welder back to Memphis and shoving it up Penny's ass with UNLV.
Love it.
And now we've got good old Burt heading back to Madison. Yes. Now, like I said, 10.5 down to 7.5. I think he will be motivated. A little bit of fool's gold here from a reinvigorated Fickle and Wisconsin. I think they will lose here comfortably. Another like 24-6 win for Burt. Minus 7.5. I've got it.
Sounds about right.
That was in my top 5. I looked at that and said, Wisconsin stinks. It's like Illinois kind of does too, but they might just blow them out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that.
You got to get. Hopefully, Rule snaps that streak of homecoming coaches.
Yes.
Though he has never actually coached at Penn State, so all the aforementioned ones were coaching homecomings.
So I was going to go with Tulane to not cover at Temple. Temple 7.5. I think that's going to get weird. These G5 teams that get anointed, the next week they kind of come out flat. I am going with another team thick in the playoff race to not cover. I'm going to take all the potatoes, all 17.5 of them, with Vodtech. I mean, what are we doing here? Let's not overthink this. This is mid to late November Miami. I think that's enough.
Hopefully they show up next week.
If not, I'll just double down next week on Pitt.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, come on. I checked the weather. It's a noon kick. It's going to be around low 60s. That's fine. They got lucky there. But man, I'm thinking Jimmy coming in.
Invigoration.
You know,
He'll be on the sideline, I'm sure.
Just getting everyone fired up, getting there. Hey, next year, let's do this. Let's get started now. You know him.
I don't know.
He'll be in their ears.
Oh, yeah.
17.5. Yeah, too much. Okay, there you have it. Week 13 in the books. We come back next week with my favorite week that I can never pronounce, Rivalry Week.
Revel Week.
And that means we have all the classics. Pitt, Miami, State Gers, and Notre Dame.
A classic.
In California for Thanksgiving with the After Dark special, which I am so fired up for. So many Notre Dame fans are so butthurt about this. Oh, it's the ACC, this and that. It's like ESPN makes the game times. I'm sure the ACC kind of said, hey, this would be funny if you did this. We'll have a good slate next week. This week is your classic sneaky slate. Let's see what happens. For me, A-Wife and people say Capital Red State, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. To my west, D-Berg.
Good night, all.
And Can to my east.
Good night, guys.
Thank you for listening. Kent, safe travels. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.
Yes.
We will see you guys back next week for Rivalry Week. Take care and have a good one.
Revel.